Today we are making crispy pork, Chinese style, Vietnamese style, whatever, but this is our recipe. The first thing it calls for is pepper.
It's actually decently efficient. That works.
Yeah, this is our new pepper grinder.
I think they should have put a stronger motor in it.
Okay. We're starting with 1 part pepper. So this is about a teaspoon of pepper. And we're going to put 2 parts of salt. So about 2 teaspoons worth. Four parts of sugar. So we're looking at 4 teaspoons worth. And can I get a teaspoon measure or something? And 2 parts of Chinese 5-spice. That's what this is, Chinese 5-spice.
1/4 teaspoon.
So we're talking 2 parts of 5-spice, so 2 teaspoons. Okay. You can take the sugar away.
Henry, do you know any non-copyrighted
2
songs?
teaspoons of Chinese 5-spice.
Sure, just about everything by, I think his name is Kevin MacLeod or something.
So I'm mixing this all up. Again, this is 5-spice, salt, sugar, and pepper. Can I have a couple of paper towels, please?
A big one?
Yeah.
Like a kitchen knife or?
Yeah.
Can't see him yet.
Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pat off all the extra moisture here.
Stabby stab.
Then I'm going to cut this. It makes it easier to cut later.
You don't need to cut very deep, just...
Yeah, about 1 inch deep, so it's about that deep. Into pieces.
And if it's a thinner piece, you don't need to cut as deep.
I think if there's a way to make bacon like thin, crispy slices,
Like
but
Oh, by the way, this is a full pork belly, uncured, with the
bone.
skin on. With the skin on, and this one happens to have the bone in it because we like the bone. But you can buy one that's boneless, but it has to have the skin on, not just the fat, but the actual skin has to be on.
could it be possible to make thin, crispy slices of bacon, but the skin is crispy like how the skin turn out?
You can get this from a butcher at either an Asian market or a Hispanic market. Sometimes have them. If not, you can talk to your butcher or your neighbor grocery store about getting one. I pay about $3.49 to $3.79 or so a pound for one of these. This is an extra big piece. Ones I usually pick up are more like about that big. But if you're going through the trouble, you might as well make a ton of it. I'm trying to feel between where the bones are. So I can cut. If you have a boneless piece, you just cut it all the way across. But if you have a bone-in piece, then I like to do it this way and cut between the bones. Okay. Then we're going to take this And we're going to sprinkle that mixture all over it. Make sure you get it in all over the top. And all the slits, all the nooks and crannies. Yeah, turn it on its side. You're going to get along the sides. Just the meat. You don't want to get it on the skin. Now you need to do this at least the day before. You can do it 2 or 3 days out. The longer you have it out, I find the crispier the skin gets.
But don't leave it in fridge for a whole year.
No, don't leave it in the fridge for a whole year.
So someone in my class the other day asked an interesting question to the teacher. What do you guys think is the most boring thing to talk about?
I don't know. Okay.
What's the most boring thing to talk
There
about?
you go. And you know, lots of times I don't even measure it. I just kind of eyeball this mixture out, but that's about what it's supposed to be. Rub it all in good. Make sure it's all in the cracks and crevices, so it can flavor the meat. Then flip it over. Take your piece of paper towel. And pat it down dry. If you've gotten any of that sugar stuff on it, try and dust it off. So try and get it as dry as you can, the skin. So then we're going to get another bowl. Somebody put some salt in here, please. Okay. And put some salt in here.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Just like that. Plain table salt.
Both these.
Yeah. But it says 2 parts salt to 1 part vinegar. If you want. That's what the original recipe calls for. I just put in salt. I put in vinegar. And then you brush it on to the pork. Make sure you get all the skin. The salt can be, but doesn't have to be, completely melted. Completely dissolved. If you can see, there's still some on top of my brush here. But if it is, that's fine too. And you want to brush it all over. Make sure you get all the skin really good. But now you're going to take this piece of meat and you're going to put it in your refrigerator. Do not cover it. It has to stay open. What's going to happen is that the refrigerator air is going to circulate around it, and it's going to start to dry it out, and it's going to start to dry the skin out, especially, which is what we want. Because the drier the skin gets, the more crispy the skin will get, the more crispy the end product. So, just leave it like this. Find a place in your refrigerator that it can be left alone. Do not cover it, and put it in your refrigerator at least overnight. We are probably going to put this in for a couple of days. So, we will be back when we're ready to take the next step. Okay, it's been 2 days, and we've taken it out of the refrigerator. We've let it sit for 30 minutes to come to room temperature. Now we're preheating the oven to 400. And we will put it in. Let's see, this is the oven. We have it in, you can see. Don't mind my dirty oven. The second rack from the bottom. And then we will put it in. And we will cook that for about 50 minutes to an hour on 400 degrees. Okay, so pork's been in the oven. Go ahead and open it. For a little over an hour. They recommend 15 minutes for a 2-pound roast, and this is a little bit bigger than 2 pounds, so we did it about an hour and 15 minutes. So now you leave it where it is, and you turn your oven up to broil. And close the door.
You have to close it?
Yeah. And then you leave it on broil for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, it's looking good. Let's take it out. And put it on the back of the stove. And this is what it's looking like right now. Oh. So. It's a little burned on the other side, just slightly, but that's okay. They wanted the whole thing to be crispy. Turn that off.
Okay.
Or just back it out. Sorry, we're listening to YouTube's. Look how that is. Look how crispy it is on the side there. You hear how crispy it is?
Ooh, this is the best you've ever gotten it.
Okay, we're going to let it sit for a little and rest while we make the rest of dinner. Sorry. Here is the pork. And we're about ready to cut into it. There you go. You hear how crispy that is? So anyway, I'm going to turn it over first. It's been sitting for a while. See how where we cut it apart? Our first thing I'm going to do is, this one has the bones in, so I'm going to take the bones out. So all I do is I take it, and if you buy it boneless, then you don't need to do this part, but we actually really like the bones.
And it's cheaper.
Cheaper. Well, you pay for the bones too, the weight of the bones.
Well,
too,
yeah,
so
but I feel
it's
like
heavier.
overall it's probably still cheaper.
Yeah, I think so too, a little bit. Okay, that's a little big. Okay, let's start on this side. We're gonna cut this one off. See how glistening it is? I don't know how it is there. This one. Another one. where the pork bones are there. Okay, I'm going to cut the rest of this up and then we'll find out how it tastes. Let me turn it off. Let's try some lechon. Nope, I think I made the top a little soggy. But hopefully you can still hear that crunch. That's good. The meat is nice and juicy. Okay, what are you trying first?
The pork.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Mm-hmm. Not as crispy as it was last time.
I think I accidentally stuck it all in all the juices when I cut it. So it was crispy when we took it out. So Panda likes it. Spud?
I like it.
It's good? It's got enough seasoning and stuff on it?
Mm-hmm.
And the skin's pretty crispy. That was our recipe for crispy pork belly. Leave a comment telling us what types of crispy pork you've tried. Vietnamese, Chinese, Filipino, or someplace else. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.